Thanks for joining, everyone. My name is Mike Tholfsen. I work on the Microsoft Education product team, and this is the latest edition of What's New in Microsoft EDU. And this is going to be the post-BET conference, which is in London. Had a bunch of announcements. This is our first webinar after BET. And so here's the agenda, lots of fun updates, and I'm just going to jump right into it. But before I jump into some of the initial demos, many folks have asked, hey, can we get copies of the session decks and Learn Live Classroom decks from the BET conference? Everything from Copilot Plus PCs to agents to Copilot to learning accelerators. All of those great PowerPoint decks are available. And if folks want to sign up, you can use the QR code there on the screen. And I think we're going to paste a link to the sign up form in the chat as well. We can get those BET decks out maybe by tomorrow morning. So if you haven't yet gotten those, please sign up. And I don't know if one of you folks on the EDU team can post that link into the chat. Also, we've got our EDU quick guides. This is from MIE Expert Miss Air. These are the nice one-page handouts. They're great for PD. They're great for sharing with other folks. Those are available, and we encourage you to check those out and share as well. But to move on, we're going to go and talk about Project Spark and Copilot Plus PCs. So what are Copilot Plus PCs? These are new PCs that have the ability to run AI locally on the device. So instead of going to the cloud like Copilot, these are local. And we have a new Project Spark app that I'm going to show a quick video about, and then I'll talk about what it is. So that is a quick snippet of Project Spark on Copilot Plus PCs, and I put a link to the full video in the chat if you want the expanded version. So as I mentioned, this is what's called NPU. That's a nerdy term for neural processing unit. What that means is we can run certain AI experiences local on your PC, and you don't need to go against an AI cloud model. And the way that Spark works is educators can pull in any type of file. If you saw in the video, they pulled in Word documents or PDFs or OneNote files or other things, and you can generate all sorts of lesson and learning activities. We also have integrated with places like OpenStax, which make the world's leading open source textbook. So if you want high quality content and not use your own content, you want to get something like one of our partners, you can pull that in, and very easily you can generate lesson activities and do those types of lessons. And you can tweak these things. So it's very easy to modify the lessons. There's different types of learning activities. You can arrange the steps, there's puzzles, there's fill in the blanks. And what you can do is then push that out to your class. So even if you're not using Teams, you just want to make these lesson activities, you can share them with a join code, or you can just use a share link. So really easy to let students engage with that. And then we provide insights as well. So if you're a teacher and you're using this Copilot Plus PC, you can gather these insights back on these lessons and learning activities that you've created. And we've got lots of getting started lessons. We've partnered with folks. I mentioned OpenStax, also working with Minecraft Education for Lessons, NASA, and Figma. And so, for example, here's where you can see things like Minecraft Education lessons and NASA lessons. And we partnered with Kahoot. So again, you can use the device as an educator to generate these lesson activities for a specific Kahoot. And then you can take that Kahoot that you've generated on your device and put that into the cloud so you can have fun Kahoot activities that you generate locally on your device. And so these Copilot Plus PCs have just come out recently. And again, for the rest of this year and into the future, you're going to see more and more of these local AI devices where you can do a lot of the AI locally on your PC, and you don't need to have that cloud hookup. So if you want to try this out and you have a Copilot Plus PC, so to join the preview, you have to have a Copilot Plus PC, or maybe your school or your district wants to do a pilot with a single Copilot Plus PC or two. These are brand new. Send us a mail and we can help you out to get started. The details are right here. You've got a QR code, or you can just mail that right there, and hopefully you have some fun with that. So that is Spark and Copilot Plus PC. Now, moving on to M365 Copilot, we had a lot of fun announcements about that. Copilot Chat, this is the one that is free for anyone. So if you have a school ID, or you have, the organizational ID as they call it, really easy to get started. And you can use the Copilot Chat here, this URL. We've got a Windows app where you can use the M365 Copilot Chat, in Edge browser, mobile, and it's coming soon in Teams and Outlook. And again, this is free for everyone. So the chat experience for Copilot is free for everyone. And one of our big announcements at the BET conference was for agents. So this is also free when you're just grounding against web data. I'm going to show a demo of how this works. But if I go to m365copilot.com, this is that free chat experience. In the upper right, you can see some agents. Agents allow you to focus on specific tasks. So things like a writing coach I might create, a prompt coach. These are custom built by educators or students if they're 18 and above, and it lets you focus on specific tasks. So we're going to create our own agent. So here's Copilot Studio. Again, this is free, and I'm going to go and we're going to configure an agent all about me helping people answer questions. I get a lot of questions. So there's some templates you can start with, but I'm going to give a specific agent. This is Ask Mike About EDU. This is an agent to help me. We'll give it a description about how the agent is going to work. Give it some instructions. You're going to be a friendly, helpful agent. You're going to answer questions about features and the roadmap and stuff like that. You can also customize it. So we'll give it a nice photo. I've got one here. We'll choose my favorite color, which is purple. You can make it kind of fun and customized. And then you're going to say, hey, where do I want this agent to get its knowledge from? And the one that's free is you can say, hey, point this at web content. If you use a paid offering, you can actually add SharePoint links and internal links, but we're going to keep this simple with the web. You can turn on image generation, and then you put in starter prompts, and you'll see these are customized prompts for your agent. So things like upcoming features, product launch dates, roadmap details, and it even shows you a nice little example of what that's going to look like right here. So my little agent is ready to publish, and I'm going to go up to the top, and we're just going to hit create. So we're going to create the Ask Mike About EDU agent. And you can share this agent. You can publish it on your internal organization. But we're just going to say, go to the agent so I can show folks what that looks like. And here it is, Ask Mike About EDU. It looks like Copilot, but it's a customized Copilot. So I want to learn about upcoming features or product launch dates. I just click one of these. So upcoming features. And can you tell me about the latest features? And it goes out, it's going to search the web and pull out the very specific things about, hey, look, and it sources it from our most recent updates and blogs. So that's a quick tour of agents. Just again, to reiterate, we're going to have some default ones out of the box. So in the upper right there, that thing like the writing coach and the prompt coach and the idea coach, those are all going to come built in. So that's a tour of agents.
What we're additionally doing on top of this is we want to have pre-built agents for you from Microsoft for educators and students. These are already pre-built with custom prompts on teaching tools and student-based tools, where we have a teaching agent and a learning agent that are coming to you. These are in private preview today, but you'll be seeing them coming out to everybody, hopefully, in the future. We actually have a variety of different agents that we're building here at Microsoft. We have those teaching and learning agents, but we're also building open source, hosted on GitHub agents that integrate with Canvas, Moodle, and Clever, so that you can actually access and interact with your data in your learning management system or whatever system you use. And we look forward to expanding that even bigger. So next, let's actually get into the super advanced side of Microsoft 365 Copilot, which is our paid offering. So Microsoft 365 Copilot, when you don't hear me say the word chat, that means it's our full offering. And what that does is it builds on everything we just showed, agents and Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat, and it adds a work scope to it. So it has access to all of your content, Copilot in your apps, control system and analytics, but really cool, a bunch of unique EDU features that we are currently building or are built for you already, including Copilot and forms. So you don't have to go through the monotony of actually building the quizzes question by question by question. You can describe what you want the quiz to be about, even reference some grounded file content, like it should be on this PDF that I have for my textbook, and boom, you have a quiz ready to go. This is available right now. We're also building, and it's going to be coming to private preview really, really soon here, suggested AI feedback in Teams assignments, so that if a student submits a Word document, you can actually use Copilot to suggest feedback for your students. We allow for a bunch of different tones to be used depending on where the student is in the learning process. Simple, easy to use. We also have suggested AI feedback for rubrics. So instead of doing suggested feedback just in that text box based on the content, you can actually go through filling out the rubric with feedback first by indicating how well the student did on certain areas. And the suggested feedback we're going to create for you is going to be based on the content in that document, the assignment itself, and what you chose in the rubric. So that feedback is really customized to the individual student's work and your initial feedback. Both of these things are coming to private preview really soon. We're also building a brand new category of Copilot functionality called Learning Activities, where you're able to generate interactive content based on something you already have. Maybe it's on a file, maybe it's on a block of text. You can create something like flashcards that you can share out with your students in the places that you already know and love. You're going to be able to do this in class, your work, and a ton of different Office apps over time. You can create these, and if your students have Copilot licenses, they can create these as well. It's not just flashcards. We're going to be building so many different interactive learning activities over time. And next, I believe last, is guided content creation. So if you want to create some Office-based content, like a lesson plan, you don't have to know exactly how to prompt Copilot in the exact right way. We can do this for you. We can build an interactive experience for you to choose your standards, which we're bringing in from a ton of different countries. Choose a lesson length, bring your grounded content, and actually interactively edit this in an outline editor. We're going to be doing this for lesson plans. We're going to bring this to unit plans and so much more over time. You're seeing this in classwork right here, which is where it will private preview first, and then it will be coming to the rest of the Office suite after that. Okay, and with that, I'm going to hand things over to Sam.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. I hope you're having a great morning, afternoon, evening, depending where you're at in the world. So I'm going to kick off our Learning Accelerators section, where we have lots of awesome new updates. So first of all, we have some exciting updates that Anoo will be sharing later with math progress, as well as some new reading coach updates. And I'm going to talk about speaker progress and speaker coach, as well as our learning management system integrations. So we have fully now GA'd support, which means rolled it out to everybody to full general availability for our Teams Assignments LTI for all of the top 5 learning management systems. This is Schoology, Canvas, Blackboard, Brightspace, and Moodle. All of these learning management systems are now fully supported by our Teams Assignments LTI, and we can work with you if you have another learning management system as well to get this rolled out for you too. So our Teams Assignments LTI allows you to bring all of the cool features of Teams Assignments, including the learning accelerators, directly into your learning management system flow. So this allows you to create, complete, and also grade and review learning accelerators assignments in your LMS. All of the grades are automatically ported over, and as you'll see here in a second, the student doesn't even have to leave the experience of the LMS. They are fully embedded. So this is a video of the educator creation that I want to show. So I'm in Schoology, I'm selecting Add Materials, and I'm adding a new Teams assignment. I don't have any linked, so I'm going to go ahead and create one. And there we go. I can jump right into creating a Teams assignment. In this case, I'm going to create a speaker progress assignment. I can give it a title, a description, some points. I can change around the instructions. I can use even some of our cool AI features if I want to, but I'm going to jump right into speaker progress. So in Speaker Progress, this is our learning accelerator that gives students real-time coaching and feedback on their presentation and communication skills. I'm turning on all the Speaker Coach items as well as our brand new AI feedback feature here that is coming into preview literally this week. We're so excited for that. That will allow educators to see some AI-generated feedback on the transcript of a student's speech and edit it, delete it, do whatever they want, and then return it to the student. So not only does the student get that quantitative or that qualitative and quantitative coaching from Speaker Coach, they also are now going to get that more content-based feedback as well. And then from the student side, after that assignment is linked, once I click on that in Schoology, and again, this works the same for any learning management system, I can launch it. And as you see, I'm fully embedded. I'm able to start Speaker Progress right within Schoology. I didn't have to log in again. I didn't have to go to another tab. So this is just absolutely
I'm
huge.
Samantha, and today I'm going to talk about Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief and how it fulfills the hero's journey. So, in Percy Jackson and the Olympians, he meets his father as well. So this is a great modern embodiment of Joseph Campbell's hero's journey.
So I did my whole speech. I saw all my real-time coaching, as you saw, and I can click in and see my whole rehearsal report as well. I can see my top strengths, my top opportunities. I can see that graph of my pace over time. I can see my body language when I was looking away versus when I was looking at the screen, the things that I did well, the words I mispronounced, all of that great feedback. And then I can use that recording and turn it in right within Schoology. All right. Once I select turn in, there we go. I never had to leave the experience as a student. So still today, the educator does have to go to another tab to create the assignment, but it's very seamless single sign-on, and the student doesn't have to leave at all, which is really wonderful. I won't review the full grading experience just because you go into Teams to grade, but all the grades are automatically synced back just for time purposes. So I'll move right along to some new Speaker Progress updates. So we have a bunch of new languages supported. Everything in green is there today: Spanish, Portuguese, Korean, Japanese, Polish, Swedish, Danish, Norwegian, and we're working on adding a bunch of new languages and dialects. So those are all on the screen. We'll be working on rolling those out in the next month, which we're really excited about. So keep checking back. We are hoping to add more languages to Speaker Progress all the time. And then that narrative AI feedback that I mentioned. So as the educator, you select a speech type: informative, personal, or persuasive. And then you can select different AI feedback categories like language use, message clarity, quality of information, call to action. I can select all of that. And then I can go ahead and assign that assignment. On the student side, it's the same until I see my returned assignment. So on the student side, they'll just see their rehearsal report at the end. We're not showing them AI feedback that hasn't been reviewed by the educator. But on the educator side, you get this transcript that's all marked up with AI feedback. It'll actually highlight parts of the transcript that could be better. It'll highlight certain sentences or points that the student could have done differently or things that they did really well. And then it also creates an AI summary feedback. Now, the educator can edit any of this feedback, delete it, add their own twist to it as well as giving them additional feedback and grades in the speed grader. Now, something I want to share about this feature is this one is totally free. So I know some of our other AI features are going to be paid moving forward, but this narrative AI feedback in Speaker Progress is going to roll out to everybody for free so everybody can try it out. So we're really excited about that. Now I will pass off to Anoo on my team to talk about math progress.
Oh, thank you, Samantha. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning to you. I'm going to talk about Math Progress. Math Progress is our latest learning accelerator, and it went to GA just in December. Let's take a look at it. We know there's been a tremendous learning loss in math, and the Math Progress is, let me take control, actually. Math Progress helps educators makes it easier for them to create math assignments and for students to complete them and assist the entire process with the creation of problem sets in Math Progress and also with the grading that needs to be completed. It is much like every other learning accelerator. The teacher will create an assignment. The student completes the assignment. The teacher reviews the assignment and gets support for grading that assignment while remaining in full control. And then the teacher also gets insights at the student and the class level. So let's take a look at Math Progress. Here we have Math Progress in Teams, but just like Samantha said, all the learning accelerators are available in the learning management systems as well. You don't have to be in Teams to be able to use them. But here's the educator. They can choose.
Now I will pass off to Anoo on my team to talk about math progress.
Oh, thank you, Samantha. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning to you. I'm going to talk about Math Progress. Math Progress is our latest learning accelerator, and it went to GA just in December. Let's take a look at it. We know there's been a tremendous learning loss in math, and the Math Progress is, let me take control actually. Math Progress helps educators makes it easier for them to create math assignments and for students to complete them and assist the entire process with the creation of problem sets in Math Progress and also with the grading that needs to be completed. It is much like every other learning accelerator. The teacher will create an assignment. The student completes the assignment. The teacher reviews the assignment and gets support for grading that assignment while remaining in full control. And then the teacher also gets insights at the student and the class level. So let's take a look at Math Progress. Here we are Math Progress in Teams, but just like Samantha said, all the learning accelerators are available in the learning management systems as well. You don't have to be in Teams to be able to use them. But here's the educator. They can choose a category or a topic, and the breadth of topics covered goes from pre-algebra through algebra and calculus. They can choose a category and topic, and then there's questions created for them. The educator is still in control. They can choose which questions they want. They can leave out the ones that they don't want. The correct and right answers for each of those questions are also generated. And we do something smart with these possible answers. We put in some distraction answers. These distraction answers are based on the most common mistakes and misconceptions that students make on specific types of questions. So those are inserted in. The educator can choose for these to be either multiple choice or short answer. They also have some other options. They can ask the student to share their rating, their perceived sense of difficulty with that particular question, and also ask them to show their work. And then once that assignment is ready, it goes to the student. Here's the student view. The student is logged in. They can go in and complete each of those questions. They can show their work by using the camera. They can also take a picture, upload that so the teacher can see their work, which is an important part of doing math. And then, of course, there's the availability of a full math keyboard to easily put in those complex equations. Now, once the student is done, it goes back to the educator. And there's an auto grader that grades the assignment, but leaves the educator in control. It will show them the common misconceptions and mistakes that the student has made. Now, the educator can also correct anything the auto grader got wrong. So that makes educators' lives much easier. And then educators can also see the insights at the per student level and also at the class level. So that is Math Progress. Give it a whirl and try it from within Teams or outside of Teams. Next, I'm going to move on to Reading Coach. Reading Coach also went to GA. We know that personalized, highly engaging, consistent practice is the most effective approach for closing learning gaps. So for students to practice independently, we have the AI-powered Reading Coach that is sitting at coach.microsoft.com. It went to GA. And let's take a quick look at its feature set now, because now it's available in multiple languages too. Let's take a look at it. Here we go. I'll do a quick video walkthrough. Now, Reading Coach is available in M365.com, Office.com. If you go there, you're going to find it sitting right there alongside the rest of your Office applications. So much easier access for your students. Reading Coach does not require any deployment. It is on by default for every tenant. So if you have M365 education, you have Reading Coach. It's enabled and you can go in and use it. The student can create a story using AI. Here are some characters for the student to choose from. There's dog, cat, and so on. And then there are some grayed out characters. If you click on one of them, you'll notice that the student needs to read for 20 minutes to unlock that character. So we have some gamification in Reading Coach. There are also settings that they can choose from after choosing the character. And again, those could be unlocked too. Now, Reading Coach is available in 14 different English dialects. It will detect 14 different pronunciations and also has the capability of creating stories in 13 additional languages besides English. And so once the character and setting is chosen, the student can choose the level. The level is just an indicator of the complexity of the passage. We had to have some way to indicate to students how complex the passage is going to be or the story is going to be, so they can choose the complexity and then they can start creating the story. The story is created for them, and before they start reading, they can make some adjustment to this immersive reader surface they're going to read on. They can adjust the font size, they could change the background, they could change the type of font. All of these will make the reading more comfortable for the reader. And now they'll read it out.
Lovo the dog was always curious about the world beyond his backyard.
There is AI that is listening to the student read and detecting their mispronunciations. And then once the first chapter of the story is done, the student can choose what happens in the next chapter. Here's Rover can go stargazing or do something else. And this Avery has chosen for Rover to go stargazing. And once she's done with that chapter, she can see the words that she found challenging. And here they are. And now Avery can go in and practice.
Practice makes progress. Select any word to keep growing your skills.
You can do word by word practice. You can hear the word out loud and then say it out loud and get feedback.
While Maggie's.
Your effort is showing. Great reading.
And so once Avery is done practicing all those words, she can say, I'm done. And then those words that she found challenging will be automatically included in the next chapter of the story, making that practice adaptive. Reading Coach has gamification, like I mentioned. So 13 more minutes and get another reward. And now it also has streaks, so you can get rewards for consistency as well, which we know is important for fluency. And here's the progress dashboard that shows your metrics over different time spans, shows all the badges and achievements, unlock characters and settings, and also all the history. The reading history could be books you read, stories you created, passages you chose from the library, or content you put in yourself, and be able to see the progress over time as well. So the accuracy, the correct words per minute, the number of readings, all of those are shown to the learner. Now we have some more exciting updates coming to Reading Coach very soon, where educators will be able to situate practice and see similar statistics for their students. And that's coming soon. And another PM on the team, Emma Gray, will be sharing that very soon. So stay tuned for that and listen for updates there. And thank you, Leif, for putting the Reading Coach community in the chat, because you can get those updates through the Reading Coach community. So just to recap, here's what Reading Coach has got. It's got you can unlock characters and settings. There's expanded support for 14 English dialects. There's a localized UI in 81 different languages. There's reading streaks. You can also read your own content, by the way, in 81 different languages. There's trends and progress over time. It is built into Microsoft 365 for easier access and discoverability. And we also recently announced new avatars. So those lovable Reading Coach characters, the Sunny we've had, and now we have all of these other characters as well. So Octavio and Pedaline and others. So encourage your students to use those, because this month is National Reading Month in the United States. And we have a special going on with the Reading Month Quest. Encourage your students to use either Reading Progress or Reading Coach. And if they read for 10 or more days, tell us about it at aka.ms/MS Reading Rewards. And we would love to send them some stickers and rewards in the mail. So give those a whirl this month. With that, I'm going to turn this over to Leif. Leif, take it away.
Super exciting stuff. So I will talk about some Teams updates that are coming up, or actually arrived already in our experience. So the first thing is fan favorite, schedule post and channel. So as you know, today you can always have a date for your chat. So instead of, if you work on something late, you just want to 7 in the morning, you can do that for schedule an assignment, for a post, sorry. We now added the same thing for post as well. So you click on the plus sign in a post, you get now a new option called schedule message. So if you work on things getting ready for students, but you don't want to post it before the Monday morning, you can now set the Monday morning stuff. So in this case, I'm having a new module added in classwork. I have a link to the classwork module, and I want to set it on Monday. I can just put that to be out on Monday morning, so people get it at the right time. The other thing that we also have heard a lot of ask for is the ability to rename the general channel. As you may know, in Teams, by default, every team has a general channel, and you could not rename it before. It's just old school general. So you're now going to actually make this the name you want to have, and it will automatically sort alphabetically in other channels as you expect in Teams as well. And last but not least, we know that the more we can actually combine experiences across our Microsoft application, the better is for everybody. So we are now unifying the Teams calendar and the Outlook calendar to one view. So you have the same experience with both Outlook and Teams. You can try this out in in Teams today by using the laser point, using the new calendar experience, which is checkpoint for you, and you'll see both the Outlook calendar experience. That is going to be a lot of new functionality, like calendar sharing. You can multi views and so on for basics. So everything you see from Outlook will now be in Teams as well. It's currently rolling out to people using Teams. And with that, I think the next thing, Mike, is our resources.
Great. Thank you, Leif. So we've got great set of educator resources here, and we'll try to pop these into the chat and also share those. But in terms of what folks here can do, please check them out. They've been super popular with a lot of our customers, and we hope you have the chance to explore them. Now, the other thing is there's a bunch of resources and a bunch of links, and the good news is we've got a nice deck link that you can download here. So all the links, all the resources, all that good stuff is available for everyone to download and share. We're also going to post a recording of this video and put that on our Microsoft Education YouTube channel.